Hello to my Libras. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Let's get right into it. This reading is for the 23rd through the 30th of June. Libras, hopefully you all are having a great weekend. Hopefully you all are relaxing and at peace, enjoying the weather wherever you are on planet Earth. Let's get into it. The moon has moved into Gemini, right? So I'm going to give you some questions for the moon in Gemini. And if you've been with me for the number of years I've been on YouTube, we always have questions. Sometimes I mention them in the reading, sometimes I don't. But there's always questions, right? Always questions that I ask Spirit when I'm laying out the cards. So I'm going to give you the questions this time. So I trust my intuition. You want to listen to your intuition at all times, right? Trust your intuition. So first question is, do you feel there's an area of your life in need of radical change, like work, your relationship, well-being, or your home life? Second question is, what is getting in the way of you changing your story? Third question is, how could you inject more childlike curiosity into your life? And then fourth question, Libra, is who are the five people you could get in touch with who could help you on your journey? A moon in Gemini is playful, it's creative, it's curious, it's and interested, hungry for life, and eager to taste all aspects. One with the need to explore many paths simultaneously, being guided by what feels most fun. It's time of opening the portals of manifestation. So go for your dreams. Go for your dreams. Go for it, right? I saw that card down there. I'm a magnet for brilliant ideas. Nice. We got two cards, right? So I am, right, source. I am a magnet for brilliant ideas. Let's get into it. All right, let's go. Okay, Libras. Whoa. This is a gigantic, y'all see this card, this deck of cards right here? These are angel numbers, right? So let's pull out an angel number here. So I'll swing back around and ask those questions again. But yeah, those are questions. So my readings are for tropical astrology and Vedic astrology. That's why if you've been tuned in, and then so the reading for the Ophiuchus moon, when the moon was in Ophiuchus. So don't forget to pull your birth chart, find out what your sign is in tropical astrology and also in Vedic astrology, if you care to know. Romantic relationships, 955. So you are being asked to change up your way of doing things in romance. So whether you are single or in a relationship, your angels would like you to take today to reflect and reconfigure how you go about connecting with others. Give yourself a hug right now and feel the love you have within abundantly flow throughout your body and soul. Uh-huh. 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 So something is ending with three energies. Looking at your cards here, possibly a Virgo and two Taurus. And I know that because Virgo is a Hermit card and Taurus is to Hierophant, or to religious organizations, or you could have been in Hermit mode yourself, right? Hermit mode yourself, and then Hierophant. So Hermit card is Virgo. Virgo rules sixth house, right? Sixth house is all about health, work habits, daily routines, fitness, pets, service to others, diet, spiritual practices. And then Taurus rules second house. Second house is all about personal resources, money habits, possessions, values, financial security, self worth, and also income, right? So you're learning how to trust your intuition. You're a magnet for brilliant ideas. There's something about your energy. You had a feeling about something around romantic relationships, whether it was your romantic relationships or others' romantic relationships, but somebody's learning how to trust their intuition. Remember, your polarity sign is Aries, right? So when you have a feeling about energies who are by themselves, like when you have a feeling about energies who are not in romantic relationships, especially when you are your sign is such a like a Libra is like such a romantic sign. Like y'all are such a relationship sign. You have your feelings about people who are not in romantic relationships. Like, why aren't they in a relationship? Like, okay. Like that's like kind of sort of how people are kind of wired. Like, why aren't they in a relationship? Like, what's the deal? What's that about? So hopefully those questions and the moon in Gemini will help you to answer those questions. Because remember, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the communication and messenger planet. So it's like your mind starts tick, 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 like start thinking like, I had questions. Kind of sends off a message to you as a thinker, as an air sign, right? Because you all are ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. So if you see something that you feel like is aesthetically pleasing to your eye, you may go into matchmaker mode. Like, I got somebody I can hook this person up with. Like, right? I know somebody that they would look nice with, right? I wonder what their story is. I wonder what the deal is there, right? Y'all may start thinking double dates, like, right? So let's get into it. Let's get into something. Let's see what's going on here. So a light is shining on something. Something has come to light. Something has come to light, right? Some secret has come to light about something. Yep. A secret has come to light about something, right? One is that you're a prayer warrior. That has come to light. That's a secret that has come to light. You were praying for something that has now come to light, right? One thing that's come, this is your polarity sign, by the way, right? Something has come to light, right? So Aries rules first house. First house is about personality, temperament, appearance, self-image, first impression, self-awareness, outlook on life, right? So something about someone's energy gave you prayer warrior energy, right? Like somebody does not play when it comes to prayers. Like somebody doesn't play when it comes to God. Like something about you don't play when it comes to God. Like you know how some people and I don't really question people's beliefs. I'll leave that off the read. I don't really question people's belief. I don't know what people believe in. I'm not other people's gods. Y'all know what I'm saying. But in terms of like romantic relationships, um, something about the energy I'm picking up just during this reading here is somebody just does not play when it comes to source. Somebody is really a prayer warrior. Somebody is a prayer warrior. Like wherever you are a prayer warrior. Like yeah. But somebody was blindsided by what they heard from two energies. Somebody was blindsided by what they heard from two energies. Here's a Queen of Swords here, right? Because there was no emotion with it. Somebody like put the emotions behind lock and key, and two energies. Or it was like there was no emotion. Somebody said something about like somebody had. I don't know. I couldn't imagine what somebody would have said. But anyway, in terms of like romantic relationship, but somebody was talking about somebody behind their back. But so now that something is behind you. Um, and you're not going back to something. Here's a Nine of Wands here. 9 connects us with ninth house, right? Which is higher education, philosophy, law, religion, travel, ethics, morals, personal beliefs, spiritual beliefs. Now that you have made a decision, you've made a decision as a prayer warrior that you're not going back to being around a bunch of confusion, somebody has decided to, I feel like your confidence level, you've become more confident, you become more structured in terms of your prayer life. Somebody is a lot more disciplined in terms of their prayer life now that something is behind you. Somebody doesn't really care who's saying what behind your back. Here we have the Two of Wands here. A window of opportunities have opened up for you. Whoever you are, it's something you're not going back to. Something that you're not confused about. Somebody's not confused about forgiveness for sure. I feel like you're high vibrational, so I feel like somebody is a very forgiving person, but I feel like you're also putting your emotions to the side when it comes to something. Because something was done behind your back while you were either on travel, whether it's local travel or global travel or something, that you were dragged into something, right? In hindsight, you may not have walked away from something. You wouldn't have walked away from something, right? Because it ended somebody on the inside. As soon as they walked through a door, something ended something on the inside of someone. Yeah. So yeah, you're putting your emotions behind lock and key. Whoever you are, yeah, you are emotionally mature. Um, yeah, here we have the Four of Wands here. Yeah, some energy thought you weren't coming back to something. So these two energies took center stage. That's more than two people. Took center stage. A lot of things were said about you behind your back, whoever you are. Um, like some things were said, like out of anger and frustration, or something was building up, but it made somebody cry. Here's the Ace of Pentacles here. hmm Yeah, it just really ended somebody on the inside. In other words, whatever they were expecting to hear, it's like a person who has all these hopes, when before they walk across a portal, like across a door. But whatever was said about you, I mean, it just unalived that happiness. Whatever somebody said about you behind your back, because people were so impulsive, dragging you down, like into just, and and a lot of people paid attention to it. A lot of people paid attention to it. Whatever was said, and somebody was determined to bring the enlighten a lot of people. So, um, something about your fifth house. Some people enlighten people about your romantic life, your creativity, your children, if you have children, your how you like to have fun, what makes you feel good, your projects, your fun or your self-expression. I mean, somebody just went all in. See all of these candles here? It's like somebody just choose your pick. And then I'm seeing a woodwind instrument here. Somebody almost made it seem like it was all fun and games, but the audience of people that were there listening to it, it wasn't all fun and games. Somebody just, just went all in behind your back to a point where they thought it was all fun and games, but somebody wished they could have just turned around and just walked out of a room, and instead it just made them cry. It made somebody's family cry. All somebody was looking for was a being on stage. All fun and games. Yep, somebody was just determined, boy. I tell you, to humiliate somebody. So these energies here, these three energies here, yeah, did something in court. They said something in court. So here we have the Seven of Cups here. So hopefully those questions here is going to help you to, like I said before, Gemini is we're not talking about any Geminis in particular, but not a person. I'm saying moon in Gemini, just so we're crystal clear. When I talk about the questions, I'm talking about the moon phases, okay? Not a person. The moon phases. You see a lot of water and a lot of fire here. And we talk about auric layer. Um, Whoever you are, all of this stuff was done behind your back. Because energy started like you weren't coming back, but it was intentional to make someone in particular cry. And a karmic couple set it all up. All right, so let's see. During your Saturn return. So a Saturn return, it happens every 29 and a half years. It usually happens during like a major move. So you could have relocated, you could have gotten married or a new job, something major happening in your life. So where you had a copycat, everything was copied, like your personal identifiable information. Um, there was a lot of lies that were told, possibly about you. Um, there's a lot of stuff that was going on. But I feel like your ancestors must have told you something, because here you are sitting here, Queen of Swords, high vibrational, very high vibrational. So, but nevertheless, a lot of things went through the air. A lot of things went through the air. So you got your downloads while you were in hermit mode. You got a lot of downloads about your health, your work habits, daily routines, fitness, pets. So if people said something about your weight, that was downloaded into your spirit. If somebody said something about your work habits, if people lied and said you were lazy, that came through. And whatever best way that you learn. Remember, the moon in Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the messenger planet. So whatever best way source gets messages through to you. So it could have been a person who was familiar with this group of people who could have came back and told you something. They could have presented you with some physical evidence of like, oh, y'all could have got to talking, and it could have been like, oh, do you know this person? Oh, did you know that they had a meeting on this night, this day, whatever, and who was there? This is the video footage, or somebody recorded it or heard. Let me show you something real quick. That anything, however best way you learn is however source gets the message to you. Y'all get the point, right? But somebody thought something was all fun and games, but it was for the purpose of humiliating. Um, that was the whole purpose of just humiliating, right? To bring judgment down on um, you and someone else during a Saturn return. That was the whole purpose, to humiliate you and someone else during Saturn return, right? Here's the King of Wands here. But it was all lies. It was all lies. Here's the Strength card. Somebody got looped into this. Somebody who is meek as a lamb, who wears their heart outside of their, you know, wear the heart on the outside, got looped into something. It's also on top of things. Yep. So that's what you found out through being a prayer warrior, that source cut through everything and started balancing you out. Something source you started tapping into your gifts, like your gifts turned on for you when you went into hermit mode and balanced you out. So I feel like I'm talking to somebody who's single. Maybe you're not in a relationship right now, but somebody could be ready to get into a relationship. This right here, you could be ready. You have a lot of opportunities coming your way. Either you're ready to get into a relationship in terms of business or love, right? Some kind of a partnership could be coming across your path in business and or in love, but something that's going to feel very much like home for you. So if you're already in a relationship or don't want to be in a, okay, if you're already in a romantic relationship or don't want to be in a romantic relationship, either or, it could be a business opportunity coming across your path, which may require travel or something. Something is inspiring you, right? Um, that's what I'm seeing here in the cards. But something is coming across your path. Something is coming across your path here. hmm But somebody has a lot of family. Let me make sure I clarify when I say the family. Family is not always blood relatives. Family could be work family, unless you work with blood relatives. Some people do. Some people have family businesses. Family could be work family, or it could be blood relatives or friends that you consider like family. Whatever your definition of family is. Whatever your definition of family. People have different definitions of family. But the Judgment card is you breaking some kind of a generational cycle, chain, and curse. That I know that for sure because of the Judgment card, and also the Saturn card is also generational. And then what else we got? One, two. So you're creating very firm boundaries. You're enforcing those boundaries of like basically what you hear. Like if you hear about people, somebody is like not being indecisive anymore. Somebody is going directly to prayer first. That's going to be the first mode of communication. You're going straight to source in prayer, and then you may go if if the person is available, you may go directly to the person next. I feel like those are the actions that you're taking instead of just kind of like being indecisive. Let's see what else we got here. Grounded, right? Many of the most evolved beings on earth are regular folks living with joy, dignity, and courage. Yeah. Somebody is no longer just believing whatever they hear. Because remember, you don't like represent the whole Libra community. You don't represent the whole Libra community, right? Just like one reader doesn't represent the whole tarot community. You got too many gifts, mediumship, different types of psychic gifts. Some people read cards traditionally, some people don't read cards traditionally, all of that. So let's see what else we got. Some kind of an awakening that you had, though. We're talking about Seven of Cups. Again, devil is in the details. Some people will call somebody a snake, but you got to look at the pros and cons of snake energy. Snake energy means rebirth, right? Look at the medical symbol. You have the two snakes on there. So it's just saying you had some kind of an awakening, some kind of rebirth. Something woke you up. What I'm seeing here, okay, somebody could be getting a promotion at work, right? But something has to wake you up for you to know it's time for you to get a raise, right? Like almost like somebody could feel like, okay, I don't get paid enough for this. Somebody's going to call you a snake. Like, okay, who does this person think they are that they're worth more than everybody else who's been here longer? Somebody's going to say, oh, who does this person think they are? Right? But Source is saying to you, looking at your cards here, um, something had to wake you up. Something had to wake you up. So the Judgment card also speaks to an obsession. Somebody was obsessively listening to somebody's recording or videos or something that they felt like was not coming back to something. But it was for the purpose of manipulating people. Yeah. So you're tossing something into a burning bowl, something that just believe in everything you hear, right? Your well of joy is within you. Somebody's getting ready to start pouring into themselves. That's your moon sign, by the way. You're opening up your vault door. Your vault door is like the next phase of your life, but you're healing from the pain that they cause. Crown chakra cleanse. You're adjusting your crown. There it is, adjusting your crown. Crown chakra cleanse, adjusting your crown. Same thing. Kind of. He apologizes for betraying you, whoever he is. I don't know who he is. You don't have to pray for because I don't know who he is. He could be your cube mate at work. Y'all could have cubicles. It could be your next door cubicle mate. Here we have throat chakra cleanse. This is affirmations. Somebody could have been somebody could have been your voice piece that you didn't even realize was being your voice piece. Somebody could have been speaking up on your behalf that you didn't even realize was speaking up on your behalf. And you could be awakening to that, right? You could be awakening to that, like, oh, I didn't realize they was even speaking up on my behalf, right? Somebody else could have been sitting there manipulating the whole situation. But yeah, I'm seeing three energies here. Actually, there's a fourth hidden energy as well. Actually, no, five actually. Yeah. Yeah, somebody's ex is involved in something. Your ex, by the way. Your ex is kind of like pulling the puppet strings. So your enemy's plan backfire. Ex could mean anything. Ex could mean ex-colleague, excommunicated, whoever you don't communicate really with anymore. Someone who is manipulative, someone who likes to manipulate situations, like speak on your behalf, almost like as if you're not coming back, like you can't talk for yourself. Who likes to manipulate stuff like a puppet master. So whoever the energy is, but I feel like you're gonna have a good week because you're on top of things. You're a person who wears your heart on your sleeve or outside of your chest, that type of energy. Might create this whole narrative of lies around you just to humiliate you. Might thought you weren't coming back in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what, but yeah. So ground yourself. Yeah, ground yourself. You'll be hearing some stuff. Yeah, you will be hearing some stuff of the seeds that were planted, and those seeds have now come up through the soil. Because some people actually believe this mess that you heard. You be sitting there like, what? What is that? What? Oh, wow. That sounds salacious. So that is what I have for you. That is what I have for you. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Yeah, let's see what else we got going on. Yep, that is what I have for you. So hopefully this is helpful. Make it a great week. Sending lots of love and light your way. And yeah, that's it. That is it, and that is all. Alrighty, bye.